Not every day that the head of a cable news network appears on TV to give credence to the claim that his network lies by lying himself so transparently that common sense alone gives him away. Universe, Roger Ailes. Roger Ailes, Universe. The Fox News super genius appeared on ABC's This Week as part of a roundtable, and fellow panelist Arianna Huffington, our guest presently, called on Ailes to answer for the damage his network does to the country. Ailes, claiming that bad blood between his network and the White House is now largely past, also claimed that Glenn Beck, when he said that people are going to be killed, future tense, he was talking about Hitler and Stalin, who are, of course, are dead.
Aren't you concerned about the language that Glenn Beck is using, which is, after all, inciting the American people? There's a lot of suffering out there, as you know, and when he talks about people being slaughtered, about who is going to be the next in the killing spree...
Well, he was talking about Hitler and Stalin slaughtering people, so I think he was probably accurate. Also,
no, he was talking about this administration.
I think he speaks English. I don't know, but I mean, I don't misinterpret any of his words. He did say one unfortunate thing, which he apologized for, but that happens in live television. So I don't think it's, I think if we start going around as the word police in this business, it will be.
Word police, of course, is what Fox calls what everyone else calls journalists, editors and producers who, yes, police even the words I am reading to you now to ensure, say, relative fairness and comparable accuracy. Today, Beck said, quote, if I used the word slaughtered, it wasn't in the context of Mao, Stalin, or Hitler. It was in the idea that the truth is being slaughtered by this administration, not saying that the administration is going to slaughter anyone.
And when you see the effects of what they're doing to the economy, remember these words. We will survive. We'll do better than survive. We will thrive as long as these people are not in control. They are taking you to a place to be slaughtered.
I guess that wasn't English. Ailes' disdain for word police, not only a slur against whomever at Fox still considers themselves journalists, but also explaining why he sees his goal not as journalism, but purely as ratings, as you'll see in a moment. Warning. If your head is fragile, it may explode from his argument that when the president met with the GOP, Fox stopped covering it because Fox is trusted, because Fox covers everything.
I'm not in politics. I'm in ratings. We're winning.
Roger, you clearly are in ratings. But if you are in ratings, can you explain to me why Fox went away from the meeting the president was having in
We're going to
with the Republicans? Why did you go away 20 minutes before the end?
Because we're the most trusted name in news.
Okay, on that note, I thought people were the most trusted name in news. 2 liberal polls have
now proven it.
Okay, I gotta go.
The reason is we cover
Gotta go with
everything.
the wrong type.
The trust claim, referencing a new poll in which a plurality says it trusts Fox News more than any other news outlet, apparently lumping MSNBC and NBC together there. This is Sarah Palin, the newest star trusted by Fox viewers, is revealed to have spent more of the money contributed to her political action committee on buying copies of her own book than on boosting other candidates. ABC, assuming we can trust them, reporting she used more than $63,000 in donations to the PAC to buy the books, which were then given out in return for the donations, meaning she used the book to launder political donations into her own personal cash. As promised, now we turn to Arianna Huffington, co-founder and editor-in-chief of the Huffington Post and survivor of yesterday's edition of This Week. Arianna, thanks for your time tonight.
Thank you, Keith.
I understand Mr. Ailes skipped out on the online postmortem that ABC does. Did you ever get an answer from him? I mean, something of substance or something even that wasn't a non sequitur about why they bailed out of a historic presidential congressional discussion, but then took the GOP response live in its entirety later on?
I didn't, but you know, Keith, even if he had stayed for the online little discussion after the show, he would never have said the truth, because the truth is very simple. They went away, they bailed on the rest of the event because it was an event that showed the president in a completely different light from their relentless framing of him as being some kind of bent on destruction, Bolshevik Muslim born in Kenya or wherever he was supposed to have been born. And the president was so forceful, so rational, everything he said was so based on facts that it completely destroyed that framing. So they didn't want, clearly, their viewers exposed to that reality.
That poll that was cited, and he referred to it there, that quote-unquote liberal poll, found that most Democrats trust any given news network. 30% of Democrats even trust Fox. But 74% of Republicans trust Fox, but only a minority of Republicans trust any other news network. And as the polling group's president said, Americans are now turning more towards the outlets that tell them what they want to hear. So apparently Mr. Ailes meant it when he said he's in the ratings business.
Yes, I'm sure he meant it, but I think there is something else going on here, Keith, which is that at a time of growing economic anxiety and real suffering out there, Fox is appealing to the worst in people, to their fears, to their pain, and in a sense profiting from what is happening in America. And of course this has been part and parcel of Roger Ailes' career. Remember, appealing to fear is something he's very good at. He is the man who brought us the Willie Horton ad, and he had asked at the time the question, the only thing we need to decide is, do we show him with a knife in his hand or without? So appealing to our lizard brains, which is when our rational mind kind of goes to sleep, and we just absorb all those paranoid statements that Glenn Beck is famous for.
And to Mr. Beck, did Mr. Ailes or did ABC or anybody else in the last 24 hours that they've had to discover that, in fact, there is tape of him warning viewers that they would be led to slaughter in the future and had not discovered time machines, or Hitler and Stalin had not discovered time machines? Has anybody corrected that since that Roger Ailes went on national television and lied through his teeth about it?
On the contrary, today Glenn Beck on his radio show insisted that he had never used the word slaughter. And I find that stunning, Keith, because surely both he and Roger Ailes know that we live in the world of embeddable video. And in fact, within an hour of that show yesterday, we on the Huffington Post had the video of Glenn Beck saying what Roger Ailes said he had not said. That the slaughtering argument and the warning his viewers that they might be the next victim of the killing spree.
And last point, am I too harsh on Sarah Palin? Is that in fact money laundering?
Well, it is money laundering, but really it is part and parcel of Sarah Palin being a brand. Everything about Sarah Palin is about the building of the brand. She's a little bit like Louis XIV, l'état c'est moi, le pack c'est moi. I am the pack, we're the one and the same thing.
Après-moi, le snow machine. Arianna Huffington of Huffington Post. Great thanks, Arianna.
Thank you.